Well, hello.
Oh, wait, you were way smoother than I was at that, but that's okay. Hey, welcome to 10 Random Things, the internet's show where we talk about things that we don't know what each one of us have brought. Is that weird? I'm Rob Kubasko.
I'm Kyle Olson.
This is it. This is a show where we come together. Each of us have brought 5 things, and we're going to talk about them. And the things that audiences care about. There's some timely things. We have, we have many interesting conversations.
I have a couple of fairly personal things.
Okay.
One-of-a-kind things, and things that will involve stories that even Rob does not know anything about. I know we're strangers, but we've known each other for a long time, but there's some surprises in the boxes I have here, too. So I don't know what he brought. He doesn't know what I brought. We don't know what we're going to talk about. Isn't it fun?
Should we just get into it?
Let's get into it.
I'm going to...
You want to start?
Yeah, I'm going to start.
Okay, let's start.
Hey, I'm going to bring up the thing cam.
Whoop, there it is.
There it is. And, okay, you ready? This is timely. We had to just begin with this.
Okay.
It's a box of bobas.
Box of bobas. Oh, wow.
What do I have?
Wow, you got a lot of bobas.
I got all the bobas.
You got...
Whoa.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow.
I went all the way in.
Okay, so this one I recognize, obviously, because that's vintage. That's one of a kind. I guess I should flip him for the...
There we go.
There he is.
Yeah,
that's
right.
the one from like the Empire Strikes Back line.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the original. That's the original
even got
mail-away.
Look at that. Even
Yeah, the
got
retro.
Is this really the mail-away one? Yeah. Look,
Well,
the place
no,
where
no,
the
this is
rocket was
the...
supposed to go? Oh, this is the recreation?
This is the recreation here.
Okay,
I
that's the one I
should
remember.
mention
Yeah,
that a few years ago, this was a recreation that you could mail away in
Yes.
for. So it is that figure that we all saw when we were children.
Yeah.
I did. And then what they did do is they did make it firing.
Yeah.
So, but I'm missing it because
We'll see if I know he does. I have my original Boba Fett, like from I got in whatever 86 or whatever. Right. I don't remember. Right. So take us through.
So all right.
Different ones.
So here we've got the stuff that brought back Star Wars on the map when things started coming back in the 90s. This was the red card.
The power
of the Force. This was still overly muscular, but that's okay. It came with a whole bunch of stuff. It's great. And then there was the vintage...
Power of the Force I remember as being very muscular. Everyone.
Oh, no, they were over. That's what they thought everybody wanted.
Yeah, they were,
and so,
what do the kids say, yoked?
Yeah,
I mean, like, I've never seen a Luke Skywalker with that big of a shoulder.
Swole?
I mean, yeah, he was swole.
He was swole.
Yeah.
And then we have the vintage collection, which this was when Kenner realized, okay, what people want, they want that nostalgia of the original packaging, but we'd like it in a super detailed format.
So was Kenner Hasbro at that point? Have they been swallowed? I mean, it's got the Kenner logo, but were they doing that just for...
Oh, no, it's Hasbro. It's Hasbro. Oh, yeah, Hasbro's on here. And then they did a variety. They did several. So they kind of went back. They offered the retro, which was the recreation. This is the figure out of the package. But what I love is they did all of them. Like they did Star Wars, under the Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Right. And just to put it in, like when you look at these figures, like this retro one, but then like this one, fully articulated.
Yeah, so that I think is my favorite of the ones that you brought there. Oh, look at that!
And his helmet
is that Dennis Lawson there?
No, that looks like Tamara Morrison.
It does.
Yeah, they actually did a decent job on that. So, I thought about how much I love.
You talk while I play.
Sure. I love.
love the cape.
I totally wish
is
I would have
so
had
great.
I've got to find out what I did with these.
I mean, I like the Dubbo, but I really miss the cape. That's nice.
Yes. Oh, the cape is sharp.
Yeah, don't watch me play. Go ahead and tell me.
Okay. So why am I bringing this up? Why did I bring a box of Bobas today? We watched the season finale.
Yeah. But this is live, so obviously we're not going to spoil anything for you.
No, we won't spoil it.
Because, people have lives.
All I will say is that we have discussed this on our own in many different ways. I know people, there's going to be a lot to discuss for this coming weekend because once people watch it. All I will say is this. I am not sure this was Book of Boba Fett. I would say it was either Tales of Tatooine.
Yes.
That would have been a better title for it. Or what did I say? Fennec Shang's Excellent Adventure?
Yeah, because really, of all of the things, she was sort of the main character of it. Like she's the one who has she got a big arc. She goes through the most changes, I think, over the course. I mean, really, a case could be made. I think your point about Tales of Tatooine, I was going to say the sands of Tatooine, as they Would have been better.
Yeah,
right?
And even though there are some in the previous episodes we've gone off-world, it's still all tied to Tatooine.
I think it would have been better because people, I think, felt a little bit betrayed in the fact that midway through the season, another show comes in and takes over for the next 2 episodes, and
and there is
a little strange. So, but if it had been Tales of Tatooine, I think then people wouldn't have had that big of a problem with it.
I completely agree with that. I also think we have said this on Saturday Matinee, one of the other podcasts from the Next Real Family of Film podcast.
Ding.
Where they're
it's
right
up in the
there,
corner. It's up in the corner. Right there.
I look back at what I thought when I saw this character.
Yeah.
This figure. What this figure in this form represents.
Right.
Not who I ended up finding. You know what they always say, never meet your heroes? Never meet your bounty hunters. Because it's not what you think.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, the biggest takeaway from this show will be is that okay, we've seen Boba Fett. He's come back from the dead.
Yes, essentially. I think we all wrote him off at the end of Jedi.
We've seen a little bit in flashbacks of why he is not the person we thought he was.
Right.
And he goes after a new thing. He gets that new thing.
Yeah.
And then is kind of like, Does he still want that new thing?
I'm wondering, could this have been Boba Fett's midlife crisis?
Alternative title number 3.
Right?
I don't know. Should you watch it? Yes. Should you relive the glory with all of your Boba Fett action figures? Yes, you should. So there you go. Book of Boba Fett on Disney Plus now.
That's right.
Check it out.
Check it out. Make your own opinions. All right. So don't mind. Unfortunately, just because they're the global overlords who seem to be covering everything right now, mine is also Disney related, but slightly, but from a different sort of corner of their universe, their branded universe. Okay, so
I'm moving.
I'm going to flip this around. So there's multiple things in here, so I'm going to bring out one at a time. So what I'm going to show you here
no
is...
thing cam for this.
Right. Well, you can if you want to, but the first thing I'm going to show you is... Ka-chow! Okay, so there is Lightning McQueen.
Okay.
So this is the Funko Lightning McQueen. So obviously, I'm not like the biggest Cars fan. Go ahead, you can bust with me. The wheels don't turn, because it is Funko. Right. But I have in the Pixar world, like those movies tend to like grab kids, hold on to. So I had my oldest, her thing was Monsters Inc. So we must have watched. I think a flashback thing came up that we had to watch Monsters Inc. I think 5 times in one day when she was sick at one point. For my youngest, Cars. Cars was it. For, I don't know, 6 months, it was all about Cars. Now, can't stand Cars. Like, doesn't like Mater, doesn't like it. I mean, could have nothing.
Cars overload.
But at the time, it was Cars. Of course, that's not why I got this, but like Cars was a big thing in our house for a long time. So, what I like in terms of toys and collecting things is seeing the evolution of the character. So your Boba Fett thing was actually really cool to see not only like how he's seen everything, but also like how he's interpreted. So they did a really cool thing with Lightning McQueen, Funko did, that was really hard to do, and so I got it. So basically, over the course of Cars and Cars 2, and especially Cars 3, you see an evolution of Lightning McQueen, and they actually created an evolution of Lightning McQueen. So not only do you have this, but you have obviously when he gets, look at that. Now look at that shiny. I mean, like when he's at his peak glory.
Okay, the Rusties,
right?
Is fantastic.
Isn't that great? And then when he's at his absolute lowest after the crash, Bondo Gray.
What?
Still has, because obviously they still want to do it with Lightning McQueen, but like that. And then in his final evolution, when he is retired from racing and become a coach, look at that.
Oh.
And the best, look at that, for Doc Hudson. Look at that. So these were really hard to find and get. They were each of that, like the regular Lightning you could get anywhere else, but the other ones were exclusive to specific retailers. The hardest one to get was our Bondo friend here. It got so much that it just so happened that my mother was taking a trip back where I grew up, Indiana, because that was a Meijer exclusive. Meijer is a big grocery store, like kind of like Target, but like sort of halfway between Target and Walmart. But they're all over the Midwest and not out here. We're out in Arizona, not out here at all, as far as I've seen. You could only get it from there. So while she was visiting, I said, "Could you go in and just see?" And she managed to check it out. And so I ended up getting through various retailers and going in and tracking them down, I managed to get all 4 of the Lightning McQueen to see the complete sort of life evolution of Lightning McQueen. Isn't that great? I just love it.
Oh, that's
so I just
fantastic.
love seeing. Like, I have them. That's how I have them in my house. Can you go to ThingCam?
Yeah, thank
See, I like this lined up, so you can see sort of like the beginning, the middle, and sort of like the entire evolution of Lightning McQueen.
Now,
I think that's great. I love it when they do that. I love it when any of the toy companies actually show the multiple versions.
The Cars one, the one I wish they would, they're kind of missing is the 57 Corvette sort of thing where they take the spoiler off.
Yeah, with the stripes along the side, the white stripes.
But I love this, and 2 things to say about this.
Yeah.
I love this style. I love how it's cropped. It has the cool extended graphics, kind of like what became really popular with football helmets there for a while, and the college football teams. I love that. And as far as this movie goes, there is no doubt there was an entire generation that loved this movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
People were a little bit hard on it because everyone was like, "Oh, it's Doc Hollywood."
It's Doc Hollywood.
It's Doc Hollywood.
Yeah,
it's okay. I don't care. I still cry at the end. The first one, absolutely.
It's even with all that, it still works.
Yes.
Cars 2. We don't talk about Cars 2.
Okay, there's a few things. The James Bond element was kind of cool. Wasabi ice cream, not so much.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Yeah.
But in Cars 3, grossly underrated.
I agree. I really went into that like, because that was when my daughter's Cars mania was sort of at its peak. And so we had to go see it in theaters and stuff too. And I was like, oh, this is really good because I didn't know what the story was. I thought it was going to be, Rocky 3 or whatever. Like, Lightning has an accident, gets beaten down, but then comes back and then triumphs in the end. It's like, oh no, it literally is about, hey, you're too old for this. Like, it's really about passing it down.
Oh yeah.
And I did not expect that. Like, Pixar, when they're on their game, are really good about sneaking in something that you don't expect them to be talking about. Like,
and that one does.
Finding Nemo is sure, it's about like fish and running around and Dory and her wackiness, but it's about fatherhood and it's about like letting your kids, have a little freedom and if you make mistakes. I mean, and Monsters University, another one that doesn't get a lot of love, is about, sometimes your dreams don't work. Sometimes they're a failure. Like sometimes it's not going to come true, and so you have to adjust to that. I mean, like it's like I say, when they're at their peak and they have something to say, they're really good. So
another nice detail on these is that although it's beautiful printing, the eyes are actual eyes behind
they're actually a real windscreen.
That's great.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Very nice.
My lightning's away. Ka-chow.
We're gonna move those out of the way. All right. Oh, okay. Some more timeliness. This is not. I'm gonna use the ThingCam, but I don't necessarily have to.
Oh, all right.
Here it comes. Why? It's a football.
It's a green football.
It's a green football. No, I'm not particularly giving anybody. I don't know about that. Football. Why?
Why?
Super Bowl weekend.
Ah, yes, the superb owl.
I don't know if I should say that. I kind of almost wanted to get a bowl and put a little cape on it. And then I was going to say, oh, you know what weekend this is? And you were going to go, don't say it. Don't say what weekend it is. This is simply my special mixing dome.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the deal. This is why I'm bringing this up.
Okay. Tell me why you're bringing it up. Are you a football fan?
I'll watch it. I mean, I watch football. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Am I willingly? No, but
yes,
do you have specific teams that?
No, I grew up the Steelers, and I love the Cardinals. The Cardinals we won't talk about this season. Here's the reason why the Super Bowl though is exciting.
Yeah.
There's already a lot of teasers that are coming out.
Yes.
2 things I saw in particular. One, because not really friends of the show, but we wish friends of the show. Scarlett Johansson of the Marvel Movie Minute we did.
We talked a lot about Scarlett.
Right, season 3.
And Colin Jost.
And Colin Jost. Yeah. They are in a commercial for Amazon Alexa. It's very funny. Did you see it?
I have not seen it yet. I was waiting for the Super Bowl.
You were going to watch the Super Bowl?
I watched the Super Bowl. Yeah, well, I want to see it. That's okay. So I'll finish your thought, and I'll talk about my feelings about the Super Bowl.
So wait, I thought it was very funny to see them. It is a actually cool commercial. You can always rewatch it.
Yeah.
But today, this was weird. Somebody just teased a new commercial they're in. And you know who it is?
I don't.
It's
Oh,
Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil. Wow. With all these '90s Renaissance things, I don't know why they haven't announced to do Austin Powers yet. Like
That's
of all of these things, these remakes and stuff too. Like, why are we not doing another Austin Powers? It really surprises me that he has not gone back to that.
So anyway, I
guess
saw
they
that.
did Wayne's World last year, so they're like, hey, people like that.
It's time for that.
It's time.
I don't know if there's any movie trailers that we're particularly looking forward to.
There's one that I saw that they're. I mean, there'll be more. I think but the one that they did a teaser for the teaser essentially. So I'm not a football fan. I don't really like organized sports in any way, shape, or form. But I do like the Super Bowl because I basically like, the game is on, playing video game, and then like as soon as they go to commercial, I watch the commercials. So I like the spectacle. I like the cultural event of it. I like the gathering together. I like the food. I sort of like the party atmosphere that. Like at one point, even though it's sports, the country is sort of like all looking in the same direction for a time. So I kind of I get into that sort of the spirit of it too. The one they did a teaser for Jordan Peele's new movie. So they sort of looked at his previous ones and Get Out and Us, and then they did and they showed like just little bits of people going,
oh no,
and then it says it's called Nope.
No, wait.
That's the name of the movie. Nope. So what the impression I got was that it was Jordan Peele does Aliens, like he's doing an alien story, I said I don't want to give away anything what the previous two were about. It's better to watch any of those without knowing anything, going in completely cold. So nobody knows anything about it. That's what, and also one of those great things. It's sort of like in the grand tradition of movies when we didn't know everything about them before they came out. We know a couple of the people who were in it. And that's it. We don't know the premise. We don't know
that's good
anything.
Though.
It's great.
Good. Yeah.
So we're going to see that first thing. And for my days, show us that and never say another word about it until it drops in theaters. Yeah. Let people just be weird, like Cloverfield. Let it be weird. Yeah. Let it be a mystery. Let us not know what it's going to be before we go into it.
Right.
So that's the one I know. I'm sure there'll be more movies that they'll announce too. I mean, there's plenty of Marvel projects coming out that we have not seen anything much about. There's a couple Star Wars things that we haven't seen much about.
I am assuming that I will not be surprised if there is a try Spider-Man promo for video release.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I would assume that.
I have already ordered my steel book, so I will bring it on the show when I get it.
And then Batman, or The Batman?
Yeah, The Batman. The Batman's coming out March 3rd. I already got my tickets, so I'm sure we'll see another big promo for that too. And who knows what other thing? We're sort of in that post-COVID thing where a lot of films were delayed and stuff too. Yeah. So at this point, it's really hard to know what's coming out. Will any of the things hit their dates just because
over under on another Top Gun hit?
Oh, that's 100%. No, don't take that bet. Take that bet.
Just release.
There will be. I know.
All right. Anyway.
All
right. So Super Bowl this weekend.
Plus has a streaming service. It'd be a really good place to put that on there.
Did I see this correctly? Related to the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Because I think there's going to be an ad on this.
Oh.
Did you see the news about West Side Story?
Yeah, it's coming to Disney Plus.
And
there's an and.
HBO Max.
Oh, licensing deals are fun and weird.
I heard this on the radio this morning, and I went.
I imagine that was probably signed before Disney purchased Fox. In the same way that Free Guy is on Disney Plus, and I think it's on HBO Max now as well. It's pre-existing thing, so they have all these things in place. I mean, I think Kingsman is on Hulu right now, where it's like,
day and date, I think it's March 4th for both.
I believe so, yeah.
So everyone, and that's great because then everyone can see it before they watch the Oscars.
Yeah, they can watch that, and they can watch Batman, and then The Batman, I guess.
What a big
I know. Right now, DC's big on the definite things like it's about the Suicide Squad, the Batman. Definitive. It's not Batman anymore. It's the Batman.
We'll talk about Peacemaker next
week.
Yeah. All right. That's enough of that. What do you got?
So I have a tube. Okay. So I'm going to need your help to unfold this so people can see it. And I think it's going to be weird with the thing cam here, but we'll do it. So okay. So what I'm about to show you is concept art for a video game. A video game you will never play.
Oh.
Because it never came out. Nor will it ever come out. And it was created by me and Jason Washburn.
What?
So we had back in the very early days of Kickstarter.
Okay.
Very early days. We created a game. So like he was a friend of mine, and we had sort of talked about all these kind of things. And so I sort of he pitched me a game, and it was fine. Like, it never went anywhere. So
sure.
I was like, yeah, okay. If I was going to do a game, here's the game I would do. And I pitched him my game, and he went, that's amazing, I'll do it. And so we created the game. We did all the art, marketing, put it up on Kickstarter, and
Kickstarter's tough.
yeah, Kickstarter's hard. And this was early.
I
think we were like 2 years early, because then by the time it like we sort of came back around again, all of a sudden all these games were getting all this money. And that was when the guy did the cheese sandwich and got like 10 grand for it. I mean, like all of a sudden we were before the eye of public opinion hit Kickstarter, we were on there. So, but we did, and in the process though, the one good thing we thought at the time that came out of it was a video game company contacted us and said, hey, we really like that game, we'd like to make an app of it. And we're like, great. And so we went through the development process, and then they stopped emailing us, and then 6 years went by, and the option lapsed, and it never went anywhere.
Oh, it never happened? Nothing?
Yeah, so the game studio is still, the game studio is on the logo. So
I've never heard the story
No, you've never heard the story before. So the game studio, and it's fine. Like, if these things happen, like, we're not mad or anything about it. Too. And the game studio is doing fine. They're still up and running. There's no hard feelings or everything. It was just like one of these things that, like, okay, we tried, it didn't work. And so I wanted to show this as like, and then I have another failure over here too. You try and you try again. Like, we tried to make a game, we tried to make a game, it didn't work. Move on to something else. Sometimes you do an internet show about it.
There are more failures than people want to know when it comes to doing something.
The concept art they sent us for the game, it was called Click. We still own the IP, so you can't have this. But so this was the character concept they sent to us. So the game was Woven Game Studio. So I think they do Shadow Era, which is still running and still successful and stuff too. They seem to have consolidated all their stuff into that, so they were trying other things, and now they tried another thing. So the idea of Click was, in a very short thing, I don't need to pitch it anymore because it's dead, it's not coming back, it was a Mean Girls, Heather's sort of high school thing. So the idea was that you wanted to destroy all the other girls in the school with awful gossip. So like, that was the thing. It's like, so like basically you're forming a clique, and so like you would do all these things to try and ruin their life. So like everyone's trying to get, I think, I'll show you what it was. There was some kind of a day, like we'll say prom. I think there was something else, but basically it was like you had to get everything right for the prom. So you had to get the right dress, you had to get the right guy, you had to like get the perfect.
Okay.
And so then your attacks, essentially, like your attack, would be gossip against them on the thing, like that I don't know, whatever that, like he's like that's like here's your boyfriend, like well that he's a narc, like so you'd play like that card, that would be the status, like the spell on him was that he was secretly a cop, like that would say like and so that would be a rumor, and so you'd have to then do stuff to get that removed and everything.
Wait. What was going on in your life at the time? It started out as a joke. I was working for working, being that they didn't pay me, but I'm sure I was working for a game company. And we were sitting around and we having to play the same game over and over and over again, like as you're trying to sort of sell the game. Right.
And so we were making jokes about terrible movies to make games off of. It was like, just boredom talking about everything. And so as we were talking about all these terrible and awful ideas, just intentionally. But then someone came across and they said Clueless. Oh, Clueless would be terrible. And I was like, Clueless would be.
Oh no!
Right? So Clueless, I was like,
right.
but then I flipped around, I'm like, you know what? Mean Girls or Heather's, is what I was thinking at the time, would be really interesting. And so like I sort of carried that around until I met Jason Washburn, and then he was like, we're doing it. And so like he actually ended up coming up with the mechanics of how it worked and the cards and allocations and points and all the stuff. And so yeah, we put up, never went anywhere. So I
really have got to still take this all
and
in?
you can see this, and this part of the reason why was because of this character art. Now the artist was very talented, but this is not what we had in mind for our girl. And a part of it is that their studio is based in Vietnam, and so a lot of the influences of all the artists are anime. So all the art we can, and this is the first thing they said. The second one was better, but it was still very anime. And they got into this big thing where they wanted to do all this DLC of outfits. They wanted to sell hats, and they wanted to sell shoes.
Well, that's how
because
the money is made.
Right, what they told us is that most people don't buy anything in those games, but some people buy everything. And so it's sort of like the casino thing of they're going after the whales. And so it was like, okay. And so it was, it's just like, that's not what we wanted.
Do you know what you were doing?
We really wanted to.
What year was this?
Oh, 2002 or 3.
Oh, wow. You were at the forefront.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot a number there. 12, 2012,
okay, 2012,
2013, somewhere in there.
You were still at the forefront of the metaverse. Meta of you. What? You know what? I know a company that might be interested in that now.
Well, it's available. You just have to get the 2 of us on board, and we'll sign over all the whatever you want to do. Because right now it's just a dormant property. And to be fair, I basically at that point was heartbroken, and so I got out of sort of game development at that point. Jason has continued on, and he actually runs a very successful studio now. He's put out a ton of games, and he's doing great. So it's like basically what was holding him back was this guy.
No, but you may have dodged a few things for that not.
Possible.
Yes,
possible.
It's fine. If we're gonna make a game today, you know what it would be? It would be. I'm gonna wait for you to finish swallowing.
Okay, so I don't do a spit take right on camera?
It would be a Bruce Willis movie generator. You take Bruce Willis. You have, oh my God, this is a game.
Yeah.
It's like a paper doll.
You have
you apply
a bunch of like action verbs.
Outfit.
And then like really tough sounding nouns.
But not even that. Before you get to that,
okay.
You pick the outfit.
Yep.
Give him a name.
Sure.
Pick a planet.
Oh, okay.
And what is he fighting?
All right.
Germ, alien, robot, demon, terrorist, all of that, and then just put him in it.
I think that you could if you take all that, you like maybe it's just like cards, and then you have to pitch that movie, like with all those things. You're like, okay, picture this. Bruce Willis.
That's a total.
There's a couple games that sort of cross over that thing. If we can differentiate enough, I think we could say so. But you know,
I'm gonna come. Which one?
Copyright.
Yeah,
10 random things.
I don't know if any of that counts. All right, let's go back to our next thing.
Okay.
Oh. So I'm gonna go to the ThinkCam. This is interesting.
Okay.
A show that we both love.
Yes.
We have talked about before on other podcasts and other stories.
Okay.
I found this. I thought this was brilliant. I can't believe no one has done this before.
Oh, look at that.
A little company called Forbidden Planet is doing a series of pins of all the TARDI. I mean, TARDISes.
Is that the plural of TARDIS?
No, it's not. I just made that up because I'm dumb. But look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Right?
Let me show you. You can see. Look at that. So you got all the different.
I think you got Matt Smith's in there, the 11th.
Yep.
I think there's an older one there, the third, fourth, or fifth. Yep. But this is a series. This is the beginning of a multiple series of pin collections.
Even being a Doctor Who fan, I did not know that there were so many variations. I mean, like as I look at this, I go, oh yeah, I can kind of see that there was. They changed the windows. They changed the
the pitch of the roof.
This one actually says Bad Wolf.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that is really neat.
Go back to the thing camera. We'll throw that on the.
So you can see a little closer.
So ForbiddenPlanet.com. They I did have to import it.
Oh, did you?
Yes, because. But
I like that though.
Future collections, they're going to do everybody.
Okay.
And one of the future collections is just the unchameleon pole. You know, like the cylinder.
Okay.
And they're also doing the Sixth Doctor's
Are they doing
vanity.
The sonic screwdrivers?
Well, no, they're not. They're just doing TARDIS.
Okay.
Here's the deal. The reason why I brought this up.
Yes.
Big news in Doctor Who.
Jodie Whittaker having a second child. Oh,
which?
Is that
that is. I was going to bring that up. If you're a Doctor Who fan, congratulations to her. It's nice that she's done. Yeah. She's filmed everything she's going to film.
I find that so bizarre and fascinating that she's done. Like. We have at least 3 more episodes, specials, to see before, for her regeneration. But she finished, somewhere before Christmas last year, she shot her regeneration scene, and we're not going to see it until 2023.
And there's rumors, and that's the 60th anniversary.
So weird.
There are rumors that it will be an uncommon regeneration scene, which, if you're a fan of the show, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Their old faces will be back. A whole bunch of other things are happening. Anyway, I thought that was great. I love pins. I'm a big pin collector, and I thought that was a really cool thing.
I think that is really cool. Like I have a bag that has like a special strap where you can put pins in too. So it'd be really cool to have like the multiple.
Oh, you can have the whole. You can have the whole thing. Yeah. So there you go.
Okay. All right.
I enjoyed those. All right.
Getting back to some more toys. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of. I am being secretive because so, That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. It's
Kang.
Kang. So these are Marvel Legends. So I don't think they'll stand, but you're probably gonna lay them down. So that's the current Marvel Legends Kang, which I love him. I think he's fantastic. This is the Marvel Legends. He looks really good when you have him this way.
Oh, wow.
Like that's he's like. I have him posed like he should. When you lay him down like this, it looks like his arm is stuck there. So these are the current Marvel Legends kind of thing. So this is like Tony Stark is sort of not original armor, but like in the sort of 70s and everything.
Right.
That is the thing there. But I'm a big, so obviously if you're new to the show, like we're big Marvel guys. We did a Marvel podcast for a number of years. The show's continuing on, Marvel Movie Minute. You should check it out. They're near the end actually of Thor right now. So I know, can you believe it? Yeah, I know, it's how time passes. So these guys are on my shelf, they're favorite. So, but just to show you my bona fides and how much I love not only Marvel stuff, but these characters in particular, I want to show you my original figures I have of these because I have the actual Secret Wars figures.
What?
These. So from like 1986. Look at that. Bring him up
here.
Boom! Look at that. I'll bring him up a little closer so you can see there. Take a look at that.
Oh, that's
that is
classic
like
Iron
bought
Man.
like probably at Kmart or Target, like on card. Like so that's the same. And then there he is, the master of time and space himself, Kang. This is a Secret Wars Kang, first ever Kang action figure they put. I mean, like not in the production line, you know what I'm saying, but like the first ever Kang figure they put. So like, but you know. Look how things have changed. Like,
oh my God, that face is crazy.
Right? Yeah, I mean, like like this is like the big 6-inch thing. Like this is the two, same character. Like, but over the course of years, how things change. These are sort of like I would say GI Joe scale, probably the time 3 3/4.
That looks a little bit more. That looks that Iron Man looks big. Yeah.
And then like there's obviously the current standard. These are like the 6-inch.
So if you're not an action figure aficionado, the big thing that people talk about is points of articulation.
Yep.
The classic figure 5.
Yep.
Just arms, legs, head.
Yep. And you can tell, obviously, he's been played with because his unibeam is.
Oh, nice.
Got a little disheveled. He had a couple battles with Kang and Dr. Doom and Magneto. Actually, was in that line as well. I'll probably at some point, I might bring in some of the other ones. Show you. I actually have the Tower, the Tower of Doom. Yeah.
And I love about Marvel Legends. I mean, first of all, I love the sculpts.
Yeah, me
but
too.
I also love you got two points of articulation.
Yeah. Ankles. I mean, you can do some really nice.
You've got rockers
poses and stuff too. Like I have him. I like this way too. But you can have him actually fully extended out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that great? I'm so pleased to have both of the early and the sort of modern. So.
Do they still? The Kang was. Hasbro Pulse?
I don't think it was exclusive.
Oh, it wasn't
He's
exclusive?
out there, but I mean, it was part of one of the regular lines. I can't remember which line it was, but it was last year, I think. So it wasn't even that. Both of these actually were in the last year or so. But of course, these guys were from like 86, I think it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Secret Wars.
I gotta move.
Secret Wars might be relevant again. That may be where we're leading to in the current MCU. I don't know.
All right, I got this is funny that you mentioned Kickstarter.
Oh, okay.
So this is a Kickstarter project that I just received. It was a few years late.
Okay.
But that's okay.
It happens. Yeah. Especially for last year.
This was from a company called Blue Milk LLC. You can go find them, and that's funny. And their address is, I believe it's Blue. We'll put this in the description. BlueMI.LK.
Oh, nice.
So they have that. But this is beautiful hardcover book of
the Blue Milk logo on the side.
A complete anthology, definitive collection of the vintage collection of figures. Okay. So those really cool looking Boba Fett figures I had, and here I'll open this up. I mean, beautiful.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Beautiful photography, showing the features, the story of the card art, and then there's the Boba Fett, the Return of the Jedi one, which I think I've got. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, there's the actual figure.
Yeah.
And what's awesome is
it's removable. Oh, it's a removable backpack. I didn't know that.
But this is it. Like, if you don't want to have, my thought is on stuff like this, and I love books like this because if you don't have the time, energy, money, space for a collection of this.
Yes, you have the
This
book,
is great.
and it'll show you how they. And it's cool. You can on the bottom, which you can't see very well on the screen, is that it actually has it by date. So this has September 2004, and so they're talking about what was going on, sort of in Star Wars at the time. Like they're talking about the Clone Wars line was at that time.
Oh yeah.
So it has like a sort of a moving timeline.
I did put in. There's the other Boba Fett and some great photos of the faces, the face underneath the helmet. Everything's numbered. I mean, look at this. This is
the scoring card with the
completely comprehensive. I mean, obviously, it's out of date the moment it's printed, but that's okay.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're a fan of this.
Sam Wessel.
Oh, Sam Wessel. Another,
okay.
This might be the Handmaiden, but I mean.
That dude hates sand.
Ooh, look at that guy. We'll be talking about him.
Yeah, well, exactly.
We've just seen our
R5.
R5. Okay, but not only do you have just this endless, all right, of these figures, right?
Boy, they really got some nice.
They went the extra
camera work,
effort.
guys. Oh my goodness! Look at that.
A 4-page
piece of junk.
spread of the. Well, I forget what was this. It was the
YT
the
1300?
huge. The huge Falcon. This was called. This was the
yeah.
Falcon that was notorious. It went on clearance at Walmart's, I believe, at one point. I have one of these. It is an amazing ship, full electronics, everything. And then, if that wasn't enough, what's on the backside? Of course, the HasLab
barge.
Katana.
The first HasLab. Wow.
And I bring this up because I think on a future episode of this show, we'll be talking about HasLab again.
Another HasLab thing.
I hope. But love this. This is great. Now, here's the deal. You look at a book like that, right? Here's what's beautiful about Kickstarter. You got to be patient. Just know that.
Sure, exactly.
But that's not all you got. What else did you get with this Kickstarter?
Oh, there's the synth.
You got coins.
Wow, yeah, they know their audience.
They know their audience.
Commemorative coin set, look at that.
You get a nice bookmark.
Well, it's got, the currently unnamed Boba Fett ship.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, it actually says it on the thing, but I don't think we're supposed to say that anymore. Jabba's sail barge, and then Jabba Hutt, labeled as vile gangster. That's great.
I was never a big.
Man. Like that.
I remember when the figures came with the coins. I wasn't big on the coins. No. You know what my favorite thing?
What do you do with them?
Well, what do you do with them? Do you know what my favorite thing though that came with the figures was?
What?
The 35mm slides.
Oh yeah, I have a couple of those still.
That was amazing.
And
you also get a Yak Face bookmark.
Yak Face. Oh, it's a bookmark. I was wondering if it was a sticker.
No, it's
it's even reversible.
Both sides.
Yak Face.
This was nicely done
Hanging
in
out
that
Jabba's palace.
they gave you a proof during the proof process, an actual page.
Okay.
This is Dr. Afra,
Dr.
which
Afra.
I really wish they would do. I really wish they would do her in live action. I think
Say,
it would be a
we've
really
got
cool story.
whatever I can't remember what the name of the Wookiee is. Problem is, I remember Yak Face, but I can't remember Black Kashyyykin.
The guy from
Yeah, exactly. But
with the knuckles.
He has crossed paths with Dr. Afra before, so.
What would it be without a poster?
Yes. Wow.
Very well done.
That is really You see the Ewok in the glider at the
Ewok's
top there.
I'll pull this down so you can see the top. Very nicely done. Okay,
ATST.
but the coolest part I think of this, outside of the book, is a set of photos of the action figures. This is the toys. These are photos.
Oh,
Look
is that Mando?
Yeah.
It is. Wow. I actually was talking to my friends online about this. I love action figure photography. I think it is such a cool art that they do all this work to get this, all the lighting and stuff they do. That's nice.
I got a kick out of that one.
Oh, look, a wretched hive of scum and villainy. You don't need to see
one of the most iconic scenes.
Obi-Wan.
Starting some training that we know how that turned out. Oh, and the high ground.
Oh, he has the high ground.
I think I saved my favorite one for the back here.
Okay. Did you?
I think I did.
Oh, okay. Oh, Geonosis.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Carbon freezing chamber.
Oh,
and
there we go.
That is.
Oh, wow. They got that's nice depth there. They got three different important
Luke
moments
fighting himself.
Yep.
Training and in the hut. This is, I gotta say, and again, for everybody who funds, first of all, the people who do Kickstarter projects, you are to be commended, because I realize that it takes a tremendous amount of patience, effort. Sometimes people are creating things and they don't actually know how the process of creation goes. Yeah. They have a great idea. For those of you who fund it, be patient. Yeah. Realize that
these are just people. They're not huge corporations or multi-individuals. Usually just 3 or 4 people just trying to make something that they wanted to get themselves. You want to put it back in the.
I should keep those. I should keep those nice.
So that's some nice Ralph McQuarrie art on the front there too.
So I love
the action figure out, but still inspired by the original Prince.
Great job to these guys. Great job to everybody who put this together. I think it's a wonderful book. I love this. Is a great addition to my library of Star Wars themed books, and I just love being able to see those figures and everything that comes with that. We'll get them out of there. All right. All right, we're coming to the end.
We are coming to the end. Yeah. So, all right. I have 2 things in one box. I have to say. So I have to. Okay. So.
Do I?
Okay. I'm trying to think what I want to end on. Okay. So as we're talking about, sometimes dreams don't come true, and you have to figure out your own thing. I have a novel. It's a novel you will never read because there's only 1 copy of it, because it was written by me. Woo! This is Smear, the one and only novel that I have ever written.
But it's about
this was cool. So, as I've talked about on my show, The Story Well, NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month in November. The idea is that you're supposed to, over the course of, let me get this out of the way, over the course of the month, you're supposed to write 50,000 words of a novel. And so I did. I wrote a novel in a month, like back in 2011. And so one of the prizes, if you actually did it, and there's a whole process. You sign up and you verify, and there's a forum you can communicate with the writers and stuff too. Is there was a company that actually would give you a copy of your book. Like you could send it in and format it in the way they want to, and they would send you a copy like as a prize for completing your book. So I actually have a copy of my book, and I had my friend Patrick Ryan, who is currently working for Microsoft. He is a designer among many of his other talents. He designed a cover for me. I sort of told him what I wanted, and he designed this cover for me. So I have 1 copy of my book, and it will never be published because it's really not very good.
Hold on a second. First of all, I'm amazed that they don't give you 10 copies.
No, one. I could have bought more if I wanted to, but I basically didn't. I knew
you have an ISBN number.
I do.
What?
Yeah. Right. I mean, I register it with the through them. I can't remember what the name of the company is. It's probably in there somewhere. I would have changed the font. They used.
They use Courier.
They use Courier
or American Typewriter or whatever this is.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't read well on the eyes. I would have chosen something else.
Claudia, wait.
Are you gonna do a dramatic reading of the thing?
She spun on me, catching me off guard. That place is sick.
It's funny that the thing is that it was written in 2011 and it's set in 2011, and right now it's so 2011 that it's almost vintage at this point because there's a major plot point involving Foursquare. Anybody remember what Foursquare was? No, why would you? Because it came and went so fast. Foursquare was when you would check in. So you would go to a place and you would check into the place, and if you checked enough times, you'd become the mayor of that place. They got bought by Swarm or something, and I know and then everybody.
I forgot what Foursquare was.
And so I have a major plot point about that. Okay, so the basic premise of Smear is a small town high school football. The fans of it have gone from being fans to being fanatics to actually a full-on cult. So I have my main characters, my main investigator, who I hope will show up in one of the future things I write because I really liked her. Shows up in this town because one of her friends who moved to this town is acting really weird, and so he's been swept up in this cult. And so basically they've gone from just supporting the team to sacrificing things so the team will win. They've crossed over the other line.
Wait.
So then they're building up to for the playoffs that they're going to sacrifice a human being, and so they have to our team has to stop them before it actually goes too far. I'm pleased with the thing. I'm good with ideas. I'm not very good with novel writing.
Wait, that cover is brilliant.
Isn't it great? Yeah, I told her what it was about.
It's a football field
right.
with blood smeared on it.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's what I asked him for, and that's what he did for me. So I mean, like I think the cover's probably the best thing. I would say I took writing a novel to find out I'm not a novelist. Yeah. I write podcast scripts. I write screenplays. I write plays, and I'm good with that. Novels, not my bag. So, but I have my one copy, so I have like forever. I have this sitting on a shelf, and a couple people have actually read it, and they said, yeah.
Can I tell you something?
Like, that's kind of what I figured.
Can I give you a suggestion? Can I give you a suggestion?
Sure.
You know what I would do with that? I have 3 letters for you.
Okay.
NFT.
Put my novel up on as an NFT. Put it on the blockchain.
You know what? I mean, you laugh. There is, never mind. I don't know.
Hey, if Quentin Tarantino could do it. Oh wait, can Quentin Tarantino do it?
I don't know. Was that it? Was there something else?
I have one more.
Oh, you have one more.
Yeah. So I think you're next, and then
This
I
is
have my
it.
final one.
This is you're going to be very, very, very happy. Let me switch. This has been a long time coming.
Okay.
This is for you.
Okay. Oh, I bumped the mic.
Here it is.
Oh, I saw. You know, I saw. I was on Amazon and it recommended this, and I was like, hey, I bought that. I bought that for the thing. I was like, I wonder when it's going to show. And it said it's shipping now, and I'm like, I wonder when mine's going to show up. I'm like, and here it is. This one's mine.
And I just want to say this. I love Hasbro. I love Hasbro.
Love Hasbro.
But Hasbro still, and it's not their fault. Oh, I did put batteries in it.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
I didn't do anything else. I did nothing else.
I'm gonna unbox while you talk.
I just put batteries in it. We bought this. We got right in, right?
Yeah, like that last summer.
Yes, and there are sometimes Hasbro things that you find that then start shipping other places, and I was like,
hey,
yo, what are you doing? Here, should we switch here?
Oh, you see, as the pieces come
here.
out, I'll move them into the thing. Like, there it is.
Very nice.
Oh, and this. Oh, that little kitty.
Hey, is that a caramel?
I don't know. I think it's like. Do we have time to do all this, Rob?
It's
the time stuff.
You might have to.
All right. See what I did there? All right. So there is the. All right. So then.
Who's gonna read the man? Who's gonna read instructions?
Right. Exactly. We're gonna figure this out as we go.
There's got to be a slot.
Yeah, it's a thing. Something goes in and it clicks and.
There's only one way. There's only one way it can go in.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're right. They were much smarter than I was because they actually lined up the little notches, and I wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna work on that while I work on this. All right. Because we need toy assembling music. Don't want to do anything copyrighted.
I don't want to break. Yeah. I don't want to break
no,
that.
It's just the moment I get it, and I break it. Maybe we'll have to look at the instructions. You got batteries in. Okay, cool. Yep, do the thing. Okay, sure, I did that.
I think what's interesting is...
Oh, twist. All right, of course. So, all right, let's reveal.
Oh. There it is.
Dormammu, take that. I've got it now.
From what I could see, it just clips in.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to... So I just put it right in.
I think there's only one way it goes in.
Okay, I think you're right. There's 3 notches.
Oh, there you go. Let's go back to
Cam.
Cam.
I don't want to. We're looking at the. We are not professional toy unboxers, as you can tell. Oh, there it goes.
Now batteries are in it.
Okay.
So it is charging.
Okay.
And I think that pops it out.
Oh, that pops it out.
So
okay.
let's try.
All right. So then look at the instructions. The instructions say press the thing at the top. Is there an on switch?
Oh, there's a button on top.
There's a button on top.
Oh, do you have to twist it? Oh, yeah, you got to turn it.
Oh, you turn it.
Turn the front.
Turn the front. Oh, okay.
Go.
All right, here we go. All right, so then I.
What?
No! Come on! Oh, that is so cool. Okay, so I'm gonna.
Well, now you got to put it on.
I've got to put it on. Yeah, I was gonna see
Wait,
if
so
I can.
it closes.
I wanted to rotate it back to the. Okay, so then.
No way.
Pop thing, so I don't have to go over my head.
What?
Right under the beard. Look at that. So it lines up, and then like Doctor Strange, I can be like the eye of Agamotto.
Okay.
That is really cool. Okay. So of my many nerddoms, I love like props. I love things that like look just like they had on the set on the movies. I love stuff like this.
That looks amazing.
It looks great. And yeah, I'd say like look how bright it is in the thing too. It's even brighter in person. Oh man.
Now here's the cool part. Well, at least the part that I think it does. Here, we'll see. So you do that.
Uh-huh.
One more time.
Okay.
Come on. All right, now, over the table, if you
Oh, okay.
press the button behind
in
it.
the back. Oh, come on. There it goes. Oh, it's still glowing. Look at that.
The beauty of LED technology,
Wow. It keeps going.
that it's just enough to charge it.
Yeah.
To where, oh yeah, now
You
that'll
can be
just.
like carrying that around. Of just like,
I need to go get the Infinity Gauntlet.
That's right. That's right.
What?
Thanos.
So awesome.
Oh, that's really
Just
cool.
awesome.
That is really cool. Well done, Hasbro.
Awesome. And
I'm so excited about
And
that.
you got the little stand. I don't want to push this in all the way.
Oh yeah, we'll figure that out.
But then, yeah, like, you have a little stand?
Yeah, and then when you want to, you can. It pops off. Then you can, have it displayed. Let's see if I can. I'll hold it up when I line it up.
Something like that.
Something like that. There it goes. Okay, get that out of the way. Ba-bam. So you can have that. Like obviously, I'll do something with these, but like, come on. When I'm not wearing it,
Still available.
wearing this to work tomorrow.
I believe this is still. I think this is still available. Hasbro Pulse and
Hasbro
Amazon.
Pulse? Okay.
Yeah, could be a Hasbro Pulse.
Okay.
Amazon.
I know. I saw it on Amazon.
Yeah.
I think it looks. Oh, it actually looks. It matches the shirt really well too. Look at that. Guess what I'm wearing out to dinner tonight?
Wow. Wow.
This is really cool.
Just come
What a
and
fun
if
surprise.
you are a purchase of this, if you bought this on Hasbro Pulse, on the day that the pre-order started, you got yours this past Saturday.
Okay.
That's when this one showed up. So there you go.
All right.
Hey.
Well, that's one. Okay. So we've mentioned Marvel a lot. But so just to
Marvel
show
heavy, Marvel
that
heavy.
we are also fans of the people on the other side of the street, I wanted to bring out some direct currents, the distinguished competition, something from DC. So this is Starman Omnibus Volume 1. So the reason I brought this is not only is it awesome, but this is what got me into DC. So I was a Marvel zombie, still am, but I had no connection to, no interest in DC. Like, oh sure, Batman's great, Superman's great, but I never read anything, never read any of the comics,
Sure.
never was interested in all until I got into college, and then my friend Eric Smith, who I'm actually at this point trying to recruit to come on podcast to talk about his vast encyclopedic knowledge of comics. It was a huge DC guy, and said, you need to get into DC. You're going to love it. And here's how. That's the difference. As opposed to being like, ugh, Marvel guy or whatever. Or like, oh, you should read some. It's really good. He sat down and said, here's what you need to get into DC. He basically like a syllabus. Here's what you need to get. And this was the linchpin. So Starman was a new comic at the time. So this was in the mid-late 90s. So it was still coming out. So I didn't have the nice omnibus. I bought them all now. But I was buying them single issue. And so it's really a love letter to the DC universe because like Starman himself, the original Starman sort of in the corner there, that was the one from the 1950s. Like I know Starman, it sounds kind of generic stuff too. So that was the sort of like, haha, I have my cosmic rod I will use to stop you evildoer, like that kind of stuff.
I hear the song. I hear the song playing in my head.
Starman.
Right.
So then as he gets older, and obviously I'm generalizing, but like as he grows, it passes on to he has two sons. His older son takes the mantle, and on his first night out is murdered, and so it falls then to his second son, who has no interest in superhero stuff at all, and so now he has to sort of take the mantle, and he does it his own way. So as you can see, he does not put on the costume. He has this fantastical cosmic device, but he just wears like a leather jacket with cool buttons on the side, and these are World War II anti-flare goggles. And so the thing is, he is not a fanboy. So as he gets to experience the life of a superhero, then you get to see it through his eyes. The first time he meets Batman, the first time he meets Superman, all stuff. And he's very mellow about all the stuff. He's not really like that until he meets authors are the things that make him most excited about too. James Robinson was the creator of this, and it's not irreverent, but it's very matter of fact about everything. So it gets into some dark stuff and some violence and that kind of stuff, but it's just about sort of a regular guy caught up in this incredible, strange DC world. And this, every year he gets a chance to speak with his dead brother. So this is talking with David.
Wow.
So like this is in like he basically has like a conversation with his. So it's an incredible story over the course, I think, 60-some issues that they go through all these everythings. Different characters come in. You have some that you're seeing the Shade there. Shade was a really bad villain back in the time, and then has now become sort of an anti-hero kind of thing. Like you get to see the sort of the good and the bad, and so that's kind of what the Starman story is about. Is not everyone's totally evil or totally good. Some things are morally gray and stuff too. It was just it's a incredible. I say Tony Harris and Wayne Von Gravage. I was at the art team too. I as a writer, I tend to like think about the writer and stuff too. But like they were just as important to the look of it too. There's a bunch of volumes of it too. But Starman was great because it was written well enough that if you didn't know anything about what's going on in DC, and DC has rebooted several times since this has come out, it was fine because Jack, like the main character, didn't know anything about it either. So you were sort of going along with him, having his own adventures, and then like when Superman would show up and all that stuff, it was a big deal because how is he in this world and how do you relate to him and all those things. So yeah, it's one of my favorite things. So it's like I thank Eric every time I talk to him for getting me into it too. But like Starman was the thing that got me into DC, and so I'm a big DC fan as well. And we know that DC obviously has its ups and downs in terms of crossing over into multimedia stuff.
Right now and up.
Peacemaker is doing really well, and we have a new Batman movie coming out that people are very excited about. Like the Suicide Squad was not that long ago that people are still excited about. We got 4 hours of a Justice League movie. I mean, there are there's some really good, and there's a Batgirl movie coming out. Like they're actually shooting it for real. I mean, there's some really good stuff coming out. So like Marvel tends to like steal all the spotlight. But like I'm also a big DC guy too. So as you're getting to know me, I just want you to know that it's not all about Marvel for me. I also love the distinguished competition.
I will tell you this: even with the Batman movie coming out, I don't think people are prepared for the loud applause that's going to come when Michael Keaton is back.
Yeah, true.
As Batman.
More than
once.
The fact that they held that back during Fandom really tells me that they're waiting for that moment. Because I think DC's going to get it too. Like in the same way that, when you first see Toby, when you first see Andrew, I think when it turns around and it's Bruce Wayne and it's Michael Keaton, I think people are going to lose their minds.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
What an amazing 10 things.
I know. I think we covered a whole lot of ground.
We have a lot of.
I got to talk about some of my abject failures. I got to talk about really awesome comic books. I got this awesome piece of jewelry. Look at that.
I'm going to play with some Boba Fett figures.
Oh, I'm going to play my Eye of Agamotto.
That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes.
This is 10 Random Things.
Yeah,
Tune in, follow us online, and we can't wait to bring you the next randomness.
That's right. We'll be back next week with another 10 Random Things. And who knows, maybe the entire format of the show will be different. I mean, random doesn't just mean the stuff we bring. It could mean what we talk about or how we talk about it.
It is live, though.
It is live.
You can always tune in Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Arizona time.
Yep.
And maybe put a comment and we'll put it up. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
You can be part of the randomness.
That's true.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Take care. Bye-bye.